Hey guys, it's Meg. Before I start this video, I do want to point out that I am not a certified nutritionist, so I can't really diagnose anyone for anything or tell you exactly what to eat, but I can give you my ideas and hopefully you can take them into consideration and maybe they'll help you. Now here are some misconceptions about calories. First off is the assumption that some calories are better than other calories. And while it is true that while certain types of foods have higher calorie densities, it does not mean that one food is necessarily better than the other. Now I know for instance that fat has 9 calories per gram and that carbohydrates and proteins, those both have 4, so yes, fat does have a higher density of calories per gram of food, but that doesn't mean that fat calories are any worse than carbohydrates or proteins. And your body does need all 3 of these to survive. It doesn't matter necessarily what you eat as much as you're getting enough. Now another problem with calories is that what you intake isn't necessarily what you're going to gain. Now say you take in 500 calories and you may think, okay, well I'll put on 1/7 of a pound. But that's not necessarily true. Now the body's really resilient because it can take a 600 calorie either deficit or surplus and it really won't make any difference to your weight. Now what I'm saying is you can say you have an extra cookie or you don't eat as much at lunch or whatever, and in the long scheme of things it's really not gonna make any huge change to your diet. And ultimately if you're eating 100 extra calories every day for a long time, yes, it's going to make a difference, but in one day you really don't need to worry about having an extra 10, 15, even 100 or 200 calories. Another problem with calories is that people decide that they're only going to take in so much and they think that their body should function off of that. And eventually your body is either going to shut down, which will eventually lead to death, or it will revolt and you'll either binge or you will start to gain weight because your metabolism is going to slow down. Neither of those options are really ideal. So it's better to just start eating again on your own before your body takes over for you. Now I know that not everyone that watches my videos is going to be Christian, but there are some verses that really helped me through my recovery. First of all was Matthew 6:25, which basically Jesus is talking to the people and he's saying what you're wearing and what you're eating, it doesn't matter. When you get to the kingdom of heaven, it's not going to matter how many calories you consumed or if you were vegetarian or vegan or whatever. And it doesn't matter if you had fancy clothes or if you dressed nice or you had the best hair, because ultimately he cares about your heart and that's what matters. And I think that we've lost sight of that as a society and it's really sad. Now another passage that I like is Mark 7, where Jesus is talking to the people, and I know at that point the Jews, they'd been following a specific diet, and he basically tells them, he's okay, well nothing that you put into your body can make you unclean. It's what comes out of your heart that matters. And this can also be applied to eating disorders, I think, because we just tie up our worth into what foods we're eating and how many calories we're intaking, and we think that we're a bad person if we have cookies or cake or whatever. And really that's not what matters. What matters is how we treat other people, how we treat ourselves, how we treat God. Ultimately, a year from now or 5 years from now or 10 years from now, the amount of calories that you consumed isn't really going to matter. And I know right now it seems like a huge deal and it's going to be life-ending if you get too much, but ultimately you're going to be fine. And it's not going to change you as a person, it's not going to make you worth any less, it's not going to make people like you less. It's just, all that it is it's driving you crazy and it's taking up your time and you could be spending it on a lot better things. It's not until you break that cycle and you decide, no, I'm not going to count calories, that anything is going to change. So this week, please just take care of your body, take care of your mind, be nice to your friends, take some time away from Ed, and I challenge you, please, if there's something you're scared of, go try it. You might just like it. So have a good week, guys.